Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. Okay? And the times we're coming into, things are going to get really bad for a lot of people. Okay. And I think I'm going to entitle this Diego, Skeletor, and Joe. Now, if you haven't watched the Purge movies or the television series, I highly suggest you go watch it. But I chose these three individuals in particular because they represent a certain mentality that's going to wreak a lot of chaos when all hell breaks loose. Okay. Now, the first character, Diego, was a Northern Kingdom dude. He might have been Mexican, if my memory serves me correctly. And this was on the Purge Anarchy. Okay. And Diego decided this one Purge night, he was going to take his vengeance out on these two Northern Kingdom women who just so happened to be sisters. Okay. And the reason why he was doing that is because every day he would try to talk to them. All right. Specifically the older sister, like just to give him some rhythm, just to go out, even if she didn't like him, at least just give me the time of day so we could just talk. And she would always throw him some shade. You know, she thought she was better than him. Okay. And it just got to a point where Diego, he couldn't stand it anymore. And this one year, the Purge, he broke in their apartment and he said, yeah, it's my turn. It's going to be Diego's night. Meaning that Diego was just going to go and take the pussy. Okay. And see, this mentality is going to be very prevalent when all hell breaks loose. Because you have many women out there who have walked in great pride, enjoying all the fruits of feminism, which was prophesied in the Bible. Okay. Because we do compass a man, because women have definitely been enjoying the benefits of feminism. But the thing is, we're coming into a time where the whole womanism train is reaching its end. Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And ever since these women have been given liberty, as the scripture says, to gad abroad, all right, their whole mentality has been, I can do whatever I want to and not have any accountability. All right, when you go to the book of Proverbs, it talks about how a woman wipes her lips as wipes her mouth and says she's done nothing wrong. Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. Meaning that she's doing all these things thinking that she's right. Why? Because due to the womanism movement, It has allowed a woman to compass a man. It has allowed a woman to do whatever she wants to, and there be no accountability. Okay. And because of this, they have made life hell for the men that they have come across. Okay. Many men have been lied on to, lied on by these women, saying, "Oh, he beat me," or "Yeah, police, you want to be at 7129 South Morgan at 10 o'clock. Yeah, that guy that you know that's been them people you know who's been running drugs, he's one of them guys." Or, "You know what? I don't like you. I'm just going to put you on child support. I don't give a fuck if you can't pay the bills." Now this guy goes to jail. All these guys go to jail. And you see, these guys are going to have that Diego mentality. Like, it's going to be my night. It's going to be Diego's night. And see, these men who are currently in prison and being released, because many of these are small and petty crimes, they are waiting for that day where they can come back and touch all of you women who have done them wrong. As Galatians 6:7 says, "Be ye not deceived, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." And don't get stupid, meaning that just strictly applies to men as in males. No, that applies for everyone. If you sow wickedness, you will reap the same. All these men who've been done wrong, all these men like Diego who tried to get with women, but you throw them shade and they turn to angry incels. Yeah, they're going to come out to play in that day. Many of you women are going to be in trouble. All right. And the second character I brought up was Skeletor. This was a bugged out, he was just a straight up bugged out dope fiend dude. All right. Now, if you don't remember Skeletor, he was in the movie entitled The First Purge, not The First Purge as in the very first movie in the series, but the movie entitled The First Purge. Okay. Now, when the movie first came on, the interviewer slash psychologist person was talking to Skeletor, and he was asking him, how do you cope in society where people think as you basically as like a nothing, you're a piece of shit and you're degenerate? He was just like, I pipe up. Basically, I get high to numb the pain. And he said, well, what do you do when you can't get high? He was like, man, when I can't get high, I get too angry. And I just fucking want to lash out. I want to purge. I want to take that anger out on everybody and everything. And see, you're going to have a lot of people like that, because you got to think there's many people out here that are on these prescription drugs for behavior and mood disorders. You got people who are suffer from so-called anxiety, bipolar, depression, schizophrenia, paranoid delusions. All right, and they're on meds for these things. And many of these people are so bugged out that if they are not on these meds, or if they don't have a way to calm those demons on them with some type of alcohol, or what they call an illicit drug, whether it be cocaine, heroin, or some opioid derivative of heroin like hydrocodone or Oxycontin, fentanyl, all these things. Hey, man, th- these guys are going to snap. And all these people who are not on that level, that so-called function in everyday society, okay, they're on edge already because they see the doom of reality seeping in. And see, these type of guys are just going to be wrecking shit because these are the type of guys who just don't care. They're just a flat out demon, just a straight up demon, just ready to be unleashed on, as Skeletor said, on everyone and everything. And see, that reminds me of created for Ecclesiastes 39:28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right. And that's going to be a lot of these Skeletors, man. There's going to be a lot of Skeletors running loose in that day just because they won't need a reason. These are not the type of people who've been burnt by a woman or their boss or being disgruntled about whatever it is. These are going to be guys that's just going to be out there just putting hell on people, just flat out putting hell on people. And it don't matter if you're a man, woman, child. You saw when the movie The Purge, Skeletor went out there, saw a dude at the ATM machine, shanked him up, went to a party. Bad, bad chick was grinding up on him. He like, oh, I kind of like this. Yeah, she bad, but I'ma still shank her up. And I'ma shake the boyfriend too. you know, these type of guys are going to be out there. It's going to be a very dangerous environment for many of you people who are not right with the Lord. Okay? And my third guy is Joe. Now, if you haven't seen The Purge, I believe it was the first season, I highly suggest you go watch that because Joe was a representation specifically of the low level, naive, stupid Edomite. But his mentality represents a lot of people who believe in the American dream. Joe was a guy that believed that, you know, this country was founded on good morals and that it is a place that anybody can succeed. And his father had a business. He worked hard. He pulled himself out by the bootstraps and made something of himself. Just like him, he worked hard, pulled himself up by the bootstraps, make something of himself until one day he lost his job. He couldn't get no bitches, and the moral fabric of the country started to deteriorate. All these things weighed very heavy on Joe's psyche because he now realized that the American dream was just bullshit, that the country that he loved so much was done. And just like many other people, he could not accept it. He wanted to make America great again. So what Joe did was just take the law into his own hands. He was just a renegade. He was just a flat out renegade. He was the type of guy that was disgruntled at his boss, disgruntled at his job, disgruntled at women, disgruntled about life. He's the type of guy that was just mad at everything because he realized that it was just all bullshit. The nice guys don't win. You can't just pull yourself by the bootstraps and do the right thing, because people will take advantage of you. People are greedy. People are corrupt. And he just had enough of it. Okay, he was tired of people abusing him. He was tired of all the loopholes that allowed people to get away with certain things. He was tired of people just being like less than human. Okay, and see, leads me to this one, Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And that was Job. Everywhere he turned, the door got closed on him. The job, women, trying to form his own business. Like I said, pull himself up by the bootstraps. All these things got closed in his face. It made him realize that the way he was going about life, the American dream that he thought he believed in, was complete garbage. And you see, not only Joe, but Diego and Skeletor, all these three types of men will be running loose when Jacob's trouble hits the fan. Like when you go to 2nd Ezra 8, was that 2nd Ezra 8? Is it 8 and 50? Somewhere around there? Yep. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You know what? Let me see if I can get that word, miseries. Miseries. Great unhappiness, extreme pain of body or mind, wretchedness, distress, woe, destruction. We all know what that word woe means. It says a bodily ache or pain. It says cause of misery, calamity, misfortune, poverty, greed, avarice. Woo! That's a heavy definition. Great unhappiness, extreme pain of body or mind, wretchedness, distress, and woe. So let's plug that definition in. It says, 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, for many great calamities or unhappiness to the body or the mind shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yep, that's going to be a lot of people going to be suffering that judgment from these three types of men. Them depraved sex dudes, all right, they going to make Black Snake Moan a real life thing. You're going to get chained up. You, like many of you women and some of you men too, are going to get chained up, and folks are going to be abusing every orifice on your body. You got Skeletor, who's just going to be a flat out demon. These are the guys that are just going to walk in your home, stab you up, and they might not even take anything. They just going to do it just to do it. All right. These are the folks that are going to be getting carjacked. home invasions, kidnappings, brutal murder. I mean, your sight people just running rampant, and your Joes, the guy that's just plain old fed up, a guy that tried to do the right thing but is just plain fed up. This country, this world is going to be filled with these type of guys, and they are going to wreak all types of hell. And that definition of misery said, woe. So we go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. When we read 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, it said, for many great miseries basically shall come upon the people that dwell in the world because they walked in great pride. And this just said, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Who is this woe going to be to? All the ones that refuse to get right. First and foremost, you Israelites, because you have to remember the scripture says, that judgment will start at the house of Israel. First Peter 4 and 17, it says, for the times is come that judgment, okay, Jacob's trouble, must begin at the, well, it just means that in general, judgment, but that real heavy judgment is going to come at Jacob's trouble. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, which is Israel. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So when all this hell breaks loose, when this destruction comes to the world, the people that dwell in the world, the people that have dwelt in great pride in this world, when this destruction, when this judgment comes, you people are going to be in a pitiful case, as the scripture says, a pitiful case. Those that loathe my law. And that's going to be many of you Jakes, especially you women. The men are going to get a heavy judgment, but you women are really going to get it. And then this judgment is going to leak out to you heathens out there. This is why the scripture says you're going to have nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You're going to have Egyptian versus Egyptian. All this is going to take place when that time comes in the form of these three men. So if you are not right with the Lord, hey, get ready to meet Diego, Skeletor, and Joe. So I hope you all were edified with this sit down. And until next time, we're going to say Shalom.